G'day guys, Scotty here from Scott Down and Chi Van, and we find ourselves in the chilly central highlands here at Dago Point, which is on Lake Sorrel. It's a fishing spot for trout, which was closed for many years due to a carp infestation. So the actual campsite, which is vast, there's hardly anyone ever here, even though it's open again, because I don't think necessarily people know. So when you're chilly and cold, what do you need? You need a bloody good fire. And so for us, we decided to be able to contain our fires. We didn't want to just, you know, find rocks and blah, 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 and make a fire. We decided to get ourselves a fire pit. And when we were looking for a fire pit, we looked at all the different options, the lightweight options, the heavier options. And basically we ended up settling for a fire pit from Ezy Q Fire-Pits, which is a company on the mainland. Free shipping. We decided to get it in like heavy gauge 5mm steel because he didn't want it to warp and so on and so forth. So today I'm going to give you a good look at it, okay? So as you can see, it's pretty straightforward. There's 5 pieces in total. There's the ground plate, which is going to stop you from burning the grass and so on and so forth. I don't know if you've ever been to a campsite where you find dozens of little burnt spots where people have been. Not really that nice. The bonus with this is you don't end up with that. So you've got your ground plate, you've got your 2 end pieces, and then your lengths. Now you'll also notice Shante we stay. So Ezy Q can insignia your fire pit specific to you. So what are you? You're the Williams in the wild, or whatever it is that you are. You can get it put on there, which is pretty cool. All right, so we'll set it up. All right, we do end piece in, slide that in like so, bang, other end piece, lift it up, bang. And ladies and gentlemen, just to let you know, it's bloody freezing here and my hands are like ice cubes, so excuse me if I'm a little bit tentative. All right, and then the last piece. And there it is. So it's quite heavy, so you don't have to necessarily get the 5mm one. We decided to go for the 5mm because we're just a bit paranoid about it warping and stuff, but let me assure you, it is not going to warp. It is available in I think 3mm and 5mm, but you need to get onto Ezy Q's site. Like I say, Ezy Q Fire-Pits, we're not affiliated with them. We just happen to think it's a really good option if you're doing a lot of touring and you don't want to leave a burnt spot wherever you go. But also the thing to consider is you use a lot less firewood. So if you're using this as your actual fire base, you're going to use a lot less. And if you sit around it, it's still going to generate quite a lot of heat. But also it's great if you want to add the rotisserie element, cook up a chook, put a barbecue plate on it, and we'll show you a little bit about that later. All right. So it's been a lovely day here by the lake. Yeah, we've had a beautiful chicken lunch. We've enjoyed sitting in the sun. Whilst the sun is here, it's really important to suck it up while you can, because as soon as it goes away, it gets very cold. And speaking of being cold, well, you've got to make yourself a nice fire, haven't you? So we are in the early stages of our fire pit getting going, and so it's going to be quite warming for us. Yeah, it's getting along quite nicely, and as you can see, we haven't got a rotisserie going, but if you look at the ends, we've got the rotisserie brackets put on. They're also made by Ezy Q. It's a good little beast, very good value as well. I think the whole setup was under $200. But I think it was the engraving that cost us a bit extra actually. I think it cost about an extra $40. But yeah, look them up on online. Really great website. Very self-explanatory for all the different models that you might like, and yeah, get cooking on the fire. we've got our coals starting to happen, so it's time to get the food ready. So I will air caution to anyone watching who is vegan at this point, or vegetarian, who might be offended at the images of the food we're about to eat, which is namely a chicken. So with that disclaimer to anyone that might be upset, we'll move on with the video respectfully. Okay, so we don't really eat a lot of meat. We don't eat any meat actually. We only eat chicken and fish, and obviously a very leafy green diet. So when we're at home, we don't do this. This is something we do only when we come camping, and it's just a nice celebration, way to sit around a fire and you know, do something that takes a long time. It's quite you know, time for a bit of reflective practice. So yeah, this is the star of the show, and I'm going to run through what we do with it. So basically, just having a quick look down here, this is your general, it's like just a standard chicken from the supermarket. It's nothing special, not super, you know, it's free range of course, but it's not like super you know, responsible or anything like that, but it's just supermarket chicken, and it's been brined. Now the brining process is very important for when you do a rotisserie chicken over the charcoals, okay, because it really plumps it up, and you can put any kind of flavor in there that you want. You start off with a strong brown sugar and salt solution with water to basically just create your basic brine, and into the warm mixture you start to put some of your aromatics, you know, your star anise, your fennel seeds, cinnamon sticks, some cumin seeds, so on and so forth. And so by the time you've concocted your brine, you've got this sweet, spicy, aromatic. Actually, something really good in it also is a bit of the ABC soy, yeah, the quinat manis. So that really sweetens it up. And so you brine your chicken in that for at least 24 hours. And by the time it's coming out of it, you know, it's slightly tanned with flavor. We didn't get this one in quite as early as I would have liked, but try the brining, really awesome. If you want to reach out to us, I can certainly sort out your recipe. But basically, we're going to get this bad boy onto the rotisserie. So the chicken is on its skewer. Now, I didn't film that process because generally I want to be as respectful as I can to anyone that it might offend. This is really for the people that you know, are up for, you know, roasting a chicken over a fire. So I do apologise to anyone else that's yeah, that finds that subject matter less than pleasing. So with that said, we're going to get on with the video. So there he is. He's all nicely brined, skewered up. Now at this point there isn't any additional seasoning, but what I'm going to do, as you can see, is stick him into the rotisserie there and get on at the other end. So basically, as I said, ladies and gentlemen, these brackets here, one on either end of course, are custom made by Ezy Q Fire-Pits. And let's turn that on so we get you turning around. And as I say, this whole setup, I think the actual fire pit itself in 5mm steel, I think was $155, and that's with the under tray and everything. We obviously paid extra to have the engraving done, so I think by the end of it, it cost about $200. And then we decided to get them to do one of their rotisserie units. And the actual, you know, the battery pack that runs it is just a standard gas mate. Nothing particularly special. You can pick one of those up at Bunnings, but it's the brackets they make you that it integrates with is just so cool. And yeah, we do love to chuck a chicken on whenever we come camping. Other than that, we do generally like to eat our, you know, sort of vegetarian diet, but we're also, I would say that, you know, trying to increase the, you know, our, you know, vegetable intake as much as possible, being the healthy option. But so with that said, we will be marinating the bird. We'll dry rub it first, give it a sprinkling of some of the blue smoke seasoning, and again you can get that at Bunnings. But the actual marinade we're going to use is a bottle of Stubbsy, I think you can see that, possibly. So like I say, indeed it is the Stubbs marinade, the barbecue sauce that we will be using. So it's very tasty. And as the chicken starts to get a bit of a sear on it, we'll get the sauce going. So sitting here by the rotisserie, it's lovely and warm, and it's easy to forget that I'm actually here to do a job, and that is to cook the chicken. But it's so nice and warm. So we do a bit of a dry rub on the chicken first. We use the blue smoke. Okay, little product, unaffiliated plug there for those guys. This is just a good product, not a bad price, easily attainable at Bunnings. That goes on first, and then shortly after that we'll go on with a little bit of the old Stubbsy, and we'll just keep basting her up until she's good and sticky and good and ready, and then it's just a finger licking mess basically after that, but that's okay. So the chicken is on the way. We use these tubular style charcoals. As you can see, some of them are still a little bit black, but I need to get the bird going, so I did a little just a basic wood base first, and she's on the way. I will estimate about 3 hours. 3 hours, that seems like a long time, I know, but this is low and slow, the way they do it in America, you know, low and slow, and with lots of love. So it takes time. G'day folks, it's come to that time where the chicken is finished, it's cooked, we're going to get it off. But before I do, I'll quickly show you these. As I was talking about before, the Ezy Q Fire-Pit comes with a few different sorts of extras. If you want to put a billy on top of that, great, or you can put it on the wider width, like so. Put a nice pot on there, or you want to put it all the way over here, put a bloody paella dish on it. Awesome, whatever you want. So, all comes with the kit. Give them a go. All right, so it's time to take off the chicken. We're going to turn it off here, and I'm going to wear my, you know, heat-proof gloves. And it comes off, right? And here it is. It's like I've just spearfished it if it was a fish. But anyway, you just have to follow me because I've done a bit of a cock up, and I've left my pliers in there. Oh, no, Rosie, you can't have it, you little rabbit. And we'll just stick her up there. All right, and now kind of like a fish, we're going to pull the hook out of its mouth. Oh yeah. And you know what, the worst thing about it is no matter where I put this, the dogs always find it and they end up licking the spikes, and I'm like, ooh, dodgy. But anyway, they haven't hurt themselves yet. All right, so now just the last one. So I'm just literally going to serve it on this board, and then we'll just we'll butcher it. Oh, sorry, not butcher it. We'll portion it up at the table. There it is, off. Now, to be honest with you, these gloves, they're getting a little bit sticky on the fingers, and I'm, you know, I mean, obviously they're probably not really that hygienic at this point. So I think I might be getting a new pair soon. So, hey guys, g'day, how you doing? So, my gloves are pretty much ruined, so I need a new pair. So, hey look, if anyone wants to sponsor me, feel free, or you want me to test out a product for you, I'll certainly put it to good use. So, we're gonna take the chicken inside now and, well, So the chicken is cooked successfully and it is delivered to the table in the Eagle. We haven't cut it up yet, but it's going to be absolutely gorgeous. And so I do thoroughly recommend, when you take your, when you're thinking about what you want to cook and take camping with you, simplify it, break it right down to some simple things like a beautiful chicken rotisserie cooked in the wild over wonderful charcoals. So look, if you've enjoyed the video, like your previous videos that you might have enjoyed, please let us know, like and subscribe. Put something in the comments below to say you did this good or you did this bad or this is another way to do it or whatever. And yeah, I think that's about it.
Yeah, catch you on the other side.
Indeed.